Hello everybody, Thorgal here, and welcome back to another episode of Quantus here on the FTOG server. Today we are going to do more magic, but before you start running away screaming that you have seen it all a million times, I want to mix it up a little bit, okay? We are going to do Botania first, but I don't really want to focus on how we make things. That's why you guys see a lot of things have happened over here. I got busy before the episode setting everything up, but I actually want to get to the parts that we need to make some automations with Botania. That's my goal for today. And it all started, you guys remember that I said I want to use Botania to get all these building tools, right? Like the rod of the shifting crust, and I'd like to get some armor and different tools and so on. So that is still on the to-do list, but in order to get there, I was setting up the mana enchanter over here. Okay, this thing right here. And I'm not even going to explain how it works. Everything is explained in the book and so on. And I also wanted to point you guys towards a series, and I'm going to put that down in the description, where I made a 6-part Botania spotlight in survival in a really nice world. It was back in Infinity, regular. So if you are not familiar with Botania, it could be that there's some people watching that have never done Botania, and they're looking at these things like, I don't know what any of this stuff does. Go ahead and watch that one. It's still very accurate and up to date because there wasn't really that many changes between 1.7.10 and 1.10.2. There was a lot of them, but the basics and everything are still the same. For example, how we make Terra Steel, how the mana enchanter works, how the Alfheim portal is built, how mana production and transport is made, the runic altar, and so on, even the botanical brewery. All these things are still the same, okay? There's just been a few flowers that have been added, and a few things were changed. For example, when you make runes now, like these right here, spring, summer, which you guys see uses a water and a fire, you get these back. Back in 1.7.10, when I made that spotlight, you did not get these back. They were consumed. So those are little differences, okay? So let me talk you through here real quick. I made, of course, the botanical brewery. Haven't used it yet, but I wanted to have it. There's a spreader sitting on top of this pool, pointing towards that brewery. I made this guy right here, the alchemical catalyst. Wait a minute. If I hold shift and then do right, I like that so much. What that thing is for is so we can turn certain items into other items. Okay, for example, if I drop rotten flesh into this one, it will turn into leather. And then you can make all the different woods, turn them around, saplings, glowstone, and so on and so on. There's lots of things you can do with this. I don't use it very often, but I wanted to have it. And right here is room for the next one that we're gonna make with one of these, which is the Conjuration Catalyst. Now that one can do more things that are interesting, but we need items from the Alfheim portal, okay? I made the Runic Altar. Again, very easy to make. And just like that. And then you can make runes, okay? So you right-click the Runic Altar with these 5 items, and then if you have a mana spreader pointing at it, it will make that. And then after a little while, you put a living rock on there, hit it with your wand, and then the runes pop out. I made a bunch of those in preparation. I already used a few of them. I also made the mana enchanter right here. You need this obsidian, this weird symbol here with a lapis block on top. And the flowers and these mana pylons right there, you also need to have that are made just like that, with the diamond in the middle, the mana diamond. And so now this is also ready for when we have our armor and tools, we can start enchanting. All right. And the only thing you need to do is right click this. And now you see I got the achievement, and now I actually turned into mana enchanter. We still need to make sparks and so on for this. So, but you guys remember the flowers were over here, right? And then our bone meal machine over here. And I just didn't have any room to put this because it has such a big footprint, right? So then I'm like, I wanted to hollow out right here, right? And I broke 2 blocks over here, guys. Seriously, 2 blocks. And this opened up. I did not have to build this. This was completely like that. It was uneven, the dirt, so I brought it up to this level. And now we have another little cave here. Also move this over here. There's our bone meal machine. And I spread out the flowers a little bit, like that. And you guys see I also started planting wheat, which grows very slowly. I might have to see if I maybe need to put some lighting in the area like this. Later on, we're going to use some nicer lighting, guys. Don't worry. But this wheat grows so slow. And what I did this for, the wheat, is because I wanted to be able to make cakes easy. In Botania, quite often you need cakes for things. So I got a cow over here with 3 buckets. I got chickens over here that give me the eggs, and I get the wheat. And the sugarcane, I'm just going to show you in just a second where I get it from. But I wanted to have the wheat. By the way, if you hear some really loud house shaking banging right now, guys, we have a huge storm going on. And the gutter on the front of my house, it's about 20 feet long, came off. Or it's halfway off. And it keeps banging against the side of the house. So it's worrying me a bit, but I cannot go out in the storm. We have gusts up to 60 miles an hour. I cannot go on this roof and fix it until this is over. So, I apologize for that noise, but there's just nothing I can do. A couple of days ago, I set up the sugarcane farm over here. Let me just show you real quick. It's kind of hard to see, but I wanted to harvest it anyway. So we can get a nice count of how much sugarcane there is when we harvest it once. And I kind of wanted to make it... Like, you guys know in Japan, or actually it's more in China, I think, the rice paddies and stuff they have there, they built all that into the side of the hills, right? They don't really shave it, they just go with the flow. And I wanted to do the same thing over here. So that's why you guys see it steps up and down and stuff, and I used jack-o'-lanterns as decoration, and put a few different trees here just to loosen it up a little, okay? Because just sugarcane is kind of boring, because it's all the same height and so on. And I'm trying to be careful when I get towards the end so I don't break the bottoms of the next ones. And I think it gives us close to 2 stacks of sugarcane. If I'm... Remember, I've harvested it once so far. And over here, I made decorations that you can never see. Excuse me. Should probably equip a sword. That might be helpful. Thanks for ruining my sugarcane here. Alright, let me just get the rest of this. And yeah, I just built this. There's nothing to it. I didn't need to show this on camera. And of course I needed to wait many times for sugarcane to grow so I can spread it all. And before you guys say, why didn't you just make the paper bark tree or whatever and bone meal it? I was thinking about doing that, but I also need sugar often. So, oh man, I'm breaking all the torches. And that is why I decided to just go with, you know, basic sugarcane. That way, I get the best of both worlds. I get lots of paper and also the sugar. Come on. All right. With a magnet, it's going to be a lot easier, which we're also going to get today. All right, that's about all of them. Doesn't matter if I forgot a few. So let's see here. Oh, wow. 6.5 stacks. Okay, that is a lot of sugar. Or paper if we need it. And that's it. Now you can see it a little bit better. And also, when we're up at the new base, you can still see this. That's why I wanted to make sure it looks halfway decent. Okay, so let's get going. As you guys see, some of the recipes we need to have items from the Alfheim portal. That is why I got everything ready here. And the first thing we need to do is make a terrestrial agglomeration plate. Yeah, did that 3 times fast. And we'll put that right here. And now we can make terra steel. Okay, but I totally forgot. Actually, I have it on me. Yes, I need a few petals here. Let's see, which ones do we have? Let's use these right there. And get out of my inventory. I don't need you. Okay, let's go ahead and make a few sparks. We're gonna need many sparks later anyway, so let's just go ahead. It's blaze powder. I think I have some. Let's just use 5. It doesn't matter. Lots of people on the server have been using it, and it makes me really happy that people are using it, because that's what I made it for. And let's go ahead and make a bunch of these. So petals, top and bottom. Golden nuggets in the middle. There we go. 5. That's actually what I needed right now. So you right click this one. Now you get a spark there. And then I'm also going to click all 4 of these pools. Later on, we're going to put augments in there. Because if I need to get mana into that back corner, I don't want to use mana spreaders. I want to use sparks. But now this is ready. And I put an open crate with a hopper on top of it. Because I can never hit this plate. I know lots of people have that problem. Because what you need to do is you need to take 1 mana steel, 1 mana pearl, and 1 mana diamond. And put that in the middle of this plate. Like that. And if you get too close, you suck one up, or you don't hit the plate. It's just a pain in the butt. Okay, there we go. Sweet. And I needed that because I need 9 Terra Steel nuggets. 3 I need right here, or actually 6, to make 2 of these Natura pylons. And then the last one I need in here to make the Elfin Gateway core. Very cool. And I'm also gonna take 2 more mana pools, and we're gonna make a mana tablet. Because I don't have a way of getting the mana over here nicely yet. And I believe it does not matter anymore where you put these mana pools. As long as they're close by. There is no more, it has to be here, and so on and so on. So let's put these right there. And then we're gonna go to this guy right here for now. And we need to change this. Look at the mana going. I love it. Function mode. And then right here, you need to right-click it. Shift right-click it. And now it's turning from mana pool to tablet. And now if I take this and put it on there, it will suck the mana up. These tablets can hold half a mana pool. I'm going to use this one, and then I'm going to use this one. And we're going to put those over into these 2 mana pools. And then we can open the Elfin Gateway. So, this shouldn't take too long. Let's see how far it is. Okay, about 3/4 full. You guys also see that the wand changes when you switch from function to bind. You see how it gets that little green thing on the bottom, on the toolbar. That's also a good indicator to show you. And this right here is set from mana tablet to pool. I don't want to make 2 of these because I'm not going to transport mana around much. This is gonna take a second. Alright, the second one should be full now as well. Yes, it is. And now we can place our core right there. And when we right-click it, it should take this mana and start it up. There we go. And it takes a little bit of a burst. You guys see it took about 1/8 of the mana pool. And then it continuously drains this very slowly, by the way. It doesn't take much to keep it open, so you have time once you have it open. Okay, but what I'm gonna do now is empty my inventory. You guys might think that what the point is of that, but when you throw anything into this mana portal, or this Alfheim portal here, that cannot be turned into something from this process, it gets lost. And trust me, guys, I've thrown stuff in there like a pickaxe and stuff like that, and it's just gone. It doesn't come back out. It's gone forever. Bye-bye. So first thing you want to do, throw your book through. And now we got an upgraded version. You guys see Elfin Guard. The main difference is that, well, first of all, it shows you here the things that are available or added, like the Ritual of the Gaia and a ton of other things, okay? But this is the one that we're after right now, okay? We want to take some living wood and turn it into dream wood. We want to turn... We don't need this one. We want to turn mana steel into elementium. We want to turn mana pearls into pixie dust. And mana diamonds into dragonstone. And then I'm also going to turn some mana glass into Alfheim glass. Because, just so I have it. I actually don't know what these are used for. But, you know, I can always open this again. So that's no problem. So... let's go ahead and throw through our mana glass. And you guys see it's giving them back to you one by one. I don't like to throw too much through in case something happens. I just don't trust it. I have the time to stand here and just wait for all these items to come out. I'm going to do this stack here off camera in a second. I want to do these ones with here. Mana Steel, by the way, is the one that is a 2-to-1 ratio. So... 2 mana steel give you 1 elemental. Let me show you. So we're only going to get 32 of those back. So keep that in mind. If you just throw 1 through, nothing happens. There we go. Mana pearls, I'm pretty sure are 1-to-1. Yes. So we're going to need a lot of these right here. And mana diamonds give us the dragonstone. We don't need too many. Okay, so now that we have this stuff, guys, I'm going to make and upgrade all our spreaders first. Right here, there's the Elfin Mana Spreader. It's made just like the regular spreader, but instead of gold, it takes the Elementium Ingot, and instead of Living Wood, the Dream Wood. Which makes all our other spreaders here useless. I'm gonna just store them somewhere. You can't use them anymore. Or you can't upgrade them, I should say, okay? Anyway, now that I'm done with the Alfheim portal, I got a piston back here. I push this, it breaks that block and pulls it back. That turns the Alfheim portal off. Okay? And now, of course, I can get all my stuff back again. And I'm gonna go ahead and craft all these elfin spreaders and get a couple other things together, guys, and then we'll continue. Alright, I replaced all 20 of the mana spreaders with the Alfheim spreaders. And now I need to do a little bit of testing, guys. I wanna find out how this flower here works first. This is called the Ranuncarpus. That is what we're gonna need for our automation today. And that is quite a handy flower indeed. That will pick up any nearby blocks in dropped item form and place them in the world nearby. It, however, only places the block thrown at on top of specific blocks. To specify this block, place it right below the soil the flower is resting. Okay, so we're just gonna try this out right here. And we're gonna use, we can't use stone brick. Because there's stone brick everywhere. We're gonna have to get a block that we are not using anywhere in our build right now. Let's see. Maybe netherrack. Let's use netherrack for that. I hope that works. Because I don't have any netherrack over there. So what I'm... Whoa. What was that? I think that the elytra wings kicked in. So let's just try this out right here. So this is gonna be the soil it rests on. And we're gonna use this right there. So we're gonna put that flower on top of this. And it also says that it does not need any mana. Mana will only increase its radius. Okay? So let's say... You know, yeah, let's do that. Let's try how far it goes. So we can get a better idea. Let's go that far. Okay. So, and now we throw... Let's throw stone at it. Oh, wow, that goes far. That is cool. So that works for what I want to use it. Now the next test is... We're gonna have to go the other way. If I go from right here, I should be fine. Okay, so we're gonna leave that here. We're gonna go ahead and now test the next thing, and that is the bore lens. I'm gonna need a lot of lenses, so I'm gonna just keep all the stuff in here, and a pulse spreader. I want to try that out as well, and then I'm gonna need to make a button so we can do that. And we're gonna place that spreader right there, okay? And that should not fire until I give it a pulse. Let's try that out real quick. Put the button there, and let's take this in our hand so we see nothing happens. Alright, there it is. So now it pulsed. And what I want to try out with this is... How many blocks does it break? Like, does it go until, you know, where it stops, or does it stop after one? Let's see here. Okay, so it goes to there. So can we place a block here? Yeah, we can. Okay. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 far. Okay. So that's good to know. So now we can use that. And man, I gotta get my shovel out. I've started putting everything away because my inventory is becoming such a mess. So now what we can do is automate our living wood and living rock production, because that's what I really want to do. Because I need a lot of living rock and living wood in here to decorate this whole area, right? And then also possibly for the future. And then there is another thing I want to do with this setup. And that is, I would like to set up an auto mining operation today. To give us some materials out of smooth stone. So the only thing I'm going to have to keep up with, which doesn't seem to be a problem with the pickaxe I'm using. I'll always have at least a double chest full of smooth stone. And maybe we can also automate that somehow today. Actually, before we do that, I wanted to see if it breaks the flower as well. This bore lens. Let's put that on there again. Because, you know, I gotta plan ahead for that. So let's put the right there. Doesn't. So that means if I put... Let's just try that real quick. I should... it's probably... It doesn't matter. Let's just shoot this. So it breaks these, but not the pure daisy. That is awesome, guys. That is exactly what I wanted. Alright, so before we automate this, I figured we're gonna make sure first that it works. So we're gonna put the flower right there for now. Okay? And it should then plant everything over here we need. And the bore lenses went 7, so that's 6, 7. So I'm gonna have to put them right there. Yep, and then we'll give them the bore lenses. Like that. And then again, we just have to set up a timer later and so on to do this automatically. Let me see here. What are we gonna do here for the time being? Let's just get 3 of these fellas. Put them here, which is actually perfect. And then we just get... Give me another one. Thank you. Like this, and then put our button here for now. So now if I press this, it would have shot out there, right? The other problem is that we still need to get mana here now. Ha! I got a better idea. And that is, we are going to put this one... Oh, how am I going to fire that? We'll figure that out in a second, because if I do it like this here, and put the bore lens right there, then I can put a mana pool right here in the middle. But then the problem is, how am I going to trigger this fella? I guess underground right here. If I power this block, and we can still put the mana pool on top here. I need another redstone real quick. Put that here. So now if I power this, yeah, they're all gonna get powered. I guess I could do the whole thing underground, but again, I just want to make sure this actually all functions properly. Now, we need to get mana over here. I'm going to have to make another mana pool real quick. And let's check here real quick. Oh, I was already at Botania. Augments. If I go from here, make these recessive. And then, let's check here real quick how far... I don't think it shows only that one. I need to put 2 sparks over there. Let's make a few sparks real quick. Sparks was blaze powder. Yes. Okay, I'm just gonna make a bunch of sparks because I'm tired of having to wait for them. And I need petals, which I know I have a bunch in here. Let's give me 20. Thank you. Okay. Spark. I'm pretty sure it was like that. Yes. Okay, so there is... Let's just make 4 for right now. So we're gonna put 1 on this mana pool, 1 on this mana pool. And then we need to see if they reach. Let's see here real quick. I can't tell. Let's stand up here. No, it does not reach to over there. Okay, so I'm gonna have to have one in between. Let's see. It's always a problem with these mana pools. Oh man, I'm too short. I need to make a second one. Let me get... Well, we can put this one already right there. And put a spark on top of that. And then hopefully we can put another one right here, and that might reach. We'll see. Oh, yeah, I did get it. Whoops. Give me that as well. And if I put that about here, let's see if it can reach those. Gotta stand up here. Yes, it can. I want to get that over there as far as I can, guys. So, what does it go? Shift right click. Yes. So now let's try it here, maybe? Yes, it can still reach. Okay. How about you back here? This one can also reach. Okay, very cool. So, and then of course, hey, there we go. This reaches these two over here. So I'm gonna make these two dominant, that one dominant, and these four recessive. So that means these four are gonna give their mana to this one, and these two plus that one back there are gonna request mana from this one. Let's see here real quick what augments are gonna cost us. Okay, I'm gonna need... I got pixie dust. That is fire rune. I said I need 3 of those. How much pixie dust do I have left? Oh, plenty. So 3 of those, and then recessive I need 4. Also pixie dust. 4. Okay. And then I needed 3 fire and 4 earth. 3 fire. Oh, and 4 earth. I love it when a plan comes together. Okay, so let's make 3 of these. And 4 of these. We're gonna apply these here first to you, and you guys are gonna see it's gonna give up the mana to that one over there and fill it very fast. If I can click them all. Now this one here is a little bit of a woozy. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to click on this. Probably gonna just have to take this guy off for a second, then put this augment on here. Man, my house is falling apart, guys. This is really scary. And I need to place this one on top. Otherwise, if I place it next to this, these two are getting blocked to hitting that distributor. And if I place it in front, these two are getting blocked to hitting that distributor. So it's a little bit of pain in the butt. But you tie back to here. It's fine. See? That one is already full. And now, I need to remove this one real quick. This one, and we're gonna put the dominance on here. Bam, and bam. Place you again, and you, and then the last one, like I said, we're gonna put over here, and hopefully, there we go. It's getting mana. Perfect. Sweet. So now, if I push this button here, I have 3. What? It was 7 earlier. Why are you going... Huh. Okay. I did not expect that to happen. I gotta figure out, maybe there's some block that these cannot destroy the boar. So let's figure this out. So now I want to have 16 of these, okay? And we drop that on the flower. And it should place them all. Okay, and then, you know, after a short while, this should all turn into living rock. Now, of course, we still need to make a Hopper Hawk. This guy right here. Light gray. I have an... Oh, so that's gray, light gray, and a... whatever, redstone root. Hopefully I have all the grays ready. I don't. I said... Okay, I'm just gonna make 2 of these Hopper Hawks because we're gonna need another one later. So, you know what, guys? I also wanted to do something real quick while we're at it. Oh, look at this draining me. So this last one here does hit this one over there. Okay, I do want to make at least the shears for right now because I'm tired of making shears. So there's our mana shears, and I'm just gonna have to start getting me some mana into this here. Hopefully I did set it right. No. Okay. No. I'm just gonna get a little bit here real quick, and let me go ahead and make these 2 Hopper Hawks. Can you keep it a little longer? Because these shears here are gonna be endless. I don't need to worry about this anymore. I don't want to wait until this is full, so I'm gonna make some dark gray petals. And where is my dark gray? Here we are. Give me that. And my bone meal machine still works very nicely. There we go. Actually, we can just make this together now real quick. Turn this off. Where's the 4th one? Oh, there it is. Can I actually replant them instead of having to... Because this one here still has not grown. I think that they... Yeah, okay. So they only grow with the bone meal. There we go. And I got the other stuff here. And 2 runes of air. Okay, I'm gonna have to make runes again very soon. I thought I made so many runes. Oh, it's in the Petal Apothecary. Okay. So 2 and 2. 1 and 1. And this one. 1, 2, 1, 2. Put the rest away. And of course I need 2 seeds. Luckily we have tons of those. Go hang there for a second. Hey, give me. So QQ, QQ. And 2 of these. Really? What? Oh! The rune. Give me that. Fill it. Hang it there. Empty right hand. Seed. Done. Cool. So I got 2 of them. Let me put the other one in here. I don't need it right now. I don't have a pitcher plant on. Not sure. Okay, so now the other thing is what we're gonna have to do is... I don't know yet. So for right now, I'm simply just gonna put this right there. And we're gonna put the Hopper Hawk right here. So it will pick up whatever is there. So let's test this now. And you are picking it all up, and there should be 16 in here, yes. And for some reason, it keeps going further and further back here. What is the deal here? Let's try out if obsidian maybe stops the bore lens. Because I have a feeling that it does. At least I'm hoping. Yes! Very cool. Alright, good. So let's get this out of here. So now, of course, I mean, the other thing is easy, just getting these items up into there, but I'm not really worried about that because I still have to set up the timing mechanism now. Number 1, this needs to fire, and then like, whatever, 2 seconds after that fired, I need to drop 16 new items on top of this plant, and then start the cycle again. So I think the first thing I'm gonna need to do here now is figure out how long it takes for one of these items. Oh, okay, that's okay. I have an idea for that as well. I need to get 2 leather, and I need to get make 2 item frames, and then set it to the Hopper Hawk to not pick up stone and I guess jungle wood. Let me get rid of this. I don't need it anymore. So I don't think I have any item frames, right? No, just in picture frames. Leather is here. Yes. So let's make 2 item frames real quick. And then hang that up over there. Here. And I have... Actually, no. Ha! Better idea. Instead of setting it to ignore stone and wood, we're gonna set it to only pick up living wood and living rock. That's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna need 1 of these and 1 of these. And my house sounds like it's going to fall down any minute. So put that thing there, that thing here. Put a living rock and living wood. And now with this thing here, pick up only items in frames. You guys see that? It's already set to that. So now if I drop anything else here, the Hopper Hawk doesn't pick it up. Just like that. Okay, guys, I'm gonna kind of time here how long I think this timing will be. And then we'll set up the redstone for this. Alright, you guys see that I already made all of the Mana Steel armor. I mean, it's super easy to make, right? And I also made the Mana Steel tools. Now, these tools right here, we are actually going to enchant today. But I am not going to enchant the armor because next episode, I hope I'm going to have all the Terra Steel made to make the Terra Steel armor. Why can I not find you? Hello? This is Botania, last I checked. There we go. Because check it out. Every one of them takes 3 Terra Steel, right? So that's 3, 6, 9, 12. That means this is 6 full mana pools. And I also still need to make these runes. And then possibly I want to make enough Terra Steel to also make the Terra Shatterer and the Truncator. But we'll see about that. Today we're just going to stick with this Mana Steel armor. Because, you know, I don't want to enchant it. Because you need them here to make the Terra Steel. And I think when I enchant it, I'm going to lose the enchant. But these here we're going to enchant in just a minute. I wanted to show you guys now the redstone. It is working. It took me a little while to figure this out. And this was the big one right here, okay? So, we have it so it sets the blocks properly. I had to move everything across here just because I didn't want to run the redstone out to here, right? So it makes sense though. I still have that Ranunculus right there and the Hopperhawk. And there is one sign or item frame and the other item frame is on this side. I cannot put it here because otherwise I cannot place a block there, right? So, let me just double check what this thing is called because I want to make sure I name this right. Yes, so the thing is that right now, okay, what I want to happen is when this fires, right after it fires, I want 16 items to drop right here, okay? So right here, we're going to put some items. So let's say, what do I have more right now? I have living rock, living wood. Let's just take a stack of each. That's fine. And we're even... Oh, no. Aw, man. I don't have silk touch on this yet. Okay, let's get one more. Because I tried to put it directly into there. That was so silly of me. Get rid of it. I don't want to carry it around. So, what we're actually going to do is... let's split this first one into 8. Because I want to show you guys that it doesn't matter which one we put in. It's going to mix. I can have 8 or you can have 1 and 15. It doesn't matter. Whatever lands on this flower, it's going to place here. Okay? So shortly after this, I want 16 items to drop. And that was my big problem now. That in the past, you know, with pulse extenders and so on, right here, I made the hovering hourglass. And there's single sand right here, and there's 9. When you put red sand in here, 1 sand is 10 seconds. So every 90 seconds, this gets triggered. It shoots over here, fires this, and then it also triggers this over there. But I want to stop this because I want to explain this to you guys first, what this does. This is called a dropper latch pulse extender. I found on the official Minecraft wiki, vanilla redstone. I was thinking of what else to use, and this just beautiful. It's so intelligent, so smart, guys. So check it out. This gets a redstone signal, right? There's one item in here. You just put one item into this dropper, and the dropper is facing to the hopper, and the hopper is facing back in there. So the dropper spits it out, and it's going to sit in the hopper, and then will come back, right? But the hopper is locked, so it will not give the item back. So what does this do? This item disappears. Check the redstone right here when we started, right? The item comes over here. The comparator says there's nothing empty anymore. So then, of course, that turns off this repeater, which locks currently this hopper, right? This redstone, because this repeater powers this block, which locks this hopper. These two hoppers, excuse me, are facing each other if you check down there. So, because this turns off, this one unlocks and gives the 8 items I have in here over to here, right? And that triggers this repeater comparator to turn on, and it will now have a signal that goes up to there where we want it, and it disables the redstone, which unlocks the other hopper. And so the 8 items come over here, and then when this one is empty, this comparator turns off, which unlocks this hopper, which puts the item back into here, which turns this on, which now locks this hopper again, right? And then the 8 items will come back here, and everything is back the way it was before. That is a really, really intelligent design. Whoever came up with that and put it on the wiki, I love it. I'm definitely going to use this probably for the rest of my Minecraft career. Because it's the easiest pulse extender. I love it. It's so smart. Okay. Let me just show you guys now, because we have to start like this anyway. I'm gonna put the button right there. So, I'm gonna be able to show you. And guys, I counted this, I played around with it. Every 2 items I put in here. Every item makes this signal long enough to drop 2 items out of the crate, okay? So 8 items in here means 16 items will drop. If I put 9, 18 will drop. If I have 10 in there, 20 items will drop. So we can always drop 16 by having 8 dirt in here. That works out exactly the way we want it. So now check it out. As soon as I push this button, like I said, this item goes over here. Then this redstone will turn on, and it will not turn off until these 8 items went over there and came back. Check it out. You guys see the items going over there, and it's still going. And now once the 8 items are back, it turns off. That's how it works. And that was exactly 8 items over there. And check it out. It's like 16, I'm sorry. And I placed it. I probably sound way too excited for you guys about something so simple, but I am really happy that I found out about this. I love it. Okay, and now I'm putting this in here so I can let it just run. And now after 90 seconds, again, this gets triggered. It breaks all these, they get sucked up, and it drops the next 16 items down there. Now, you might be worried that when it breaks these, some of these items fall onto the flower right there, right? But I learned that the Ranunculpus here does not place the items until it stops receiving items on top of it. So if I drop 2 items, it will place them. But if I drop 50 items, it will wait until there's no more items landing on it. So 50, and then it will start placing them. So this living wood and living rock that is getting made here and might pop on top here, the Hopper Hawk picks up way before this is done. Okay? We got about 40 seconds left until this happens. I'd like to show you guys one time the whole thing, because I'm really excited that this worked out the way I wanted it, and it's only Botania and vanilla. There's no other mod in here. Nothing. Nada. Not a single mod. And to me, most of the times, vanilla redstone is just the best to use. I tried to figure something out with the super circuit maker to do all this over here, but I don't think it's possible. Alright, so any second now. You guys see I could probably take out another sand here. Which I might do. Because, you know, funny thing is I had it at 60 seconds initially, and it wasn't fast enough. There we go. It shoots it out, and you guys see the items are already dropping. And I picked up one of these. I didn't want it. All the items are getting picked up, and now any second, there we go, it places it. And they're all just going in here. I don't see any need of putting that up. If I cannot put more than 5 stacks anyway, but this is all the automation I wanted. So I can come over here, put 5 stacks of stone, and then, you know, 10 minutes later or whatever, I have 5 stacks of living rock right here. Let's go ahead and take 2 more out here. So every 70 seconds. So it's a little bit faster. So, cool. This is all working. We're not going to do the automatic mining today because I really would like to make these things finally. You guys see, I prepared a million things here. And we're just going to make a bunch of tools and toys now. Okay, first we're going to make the Rod of the Sky. I'm going to show you guys what it does. We're going to make the Rod of the Lands. Yay, achievement. Rod of the Depth. Rod of the Seas. And, most importantly, Rod of the Shifting Crop. That is the biggest one I want to have. Okay, let's go ahead and make these 2 first. I want to make a Ring of Magnetization and a Ring of Corrections. Then we're going to make a Horn of the Wild, because why not? Good to have. We're going to make a Mana Blaster. Just leaving this open for a second so you guys can see it. And then we're going to make a Mana Lens Flash. And then we're going to combine these 2 to make a Mana Blaster with Mana Lens Flash. If you ever want to get a Mana Lens out, okay, you can just put it back in here, take it out, and it gives you the lens. So I could re-dye this to a different color or whatever. And there's also a lens clip where you can change these on the go. Also gonna make a mana mirror. And last but not least, the Sojourner set. So, what does all this do? Well, a ring of magnetization. Gonna have to get rid of this bubba. Alright, ring of magnetization goes right here. And the ring of correction as well. Now, the ring of magnetization, guess what? It's just, if you drop something, by the way, yourself, it doesn't pick it up for 5 seconds. So you can use things like Alter or Terra Steel and so on. But it's a magnet. So I can now break things and they come to me. You know, it's just quality of life. That's all it is. Now, the ring of corrections is amazing. Okay? So check it out. I'm putting the tools up here in my bag. And I'm taking my pickaxe. And as soon as I start breaking dirt, it knows, hey, it's a shovel item. And it will, you see that? It switched it to the shovel. Okay, now if I come over here and left click the brick, you see, it switches it to the pick. And I really like that. I always like this. One of my favorite things of Botania. Because that way I have more slots on my bar. And it switches them for me. And of course, might be able to show you here. Yeah, you see, it switched to the axe. And it gives me that. So that is, it's a really cool thing, the Ring of Corrections. Now, let's, well, actually, yes. You guys see my tools have a little bit of durability damage right now. And if I would take any damage or whatever, my armor would as well. But the mana mirror, I'm going to tie to this mana pool right now. Check it out. Shift, right click. It is now tied. I don't need a mana tablet or a ring of mana or something. And of course, all my tools are instantly. So I have unlimited mana with me pretty much. Until this mana pool runs out. But because this is no augment and these 4 are recessive, that means if this one is empty, that means these are empty and everything in the back is empty. Okay? So that's probably highly unlikely. Okay, cool. Now let's put on the Sojourner Sash, which is awesome because now I'm not sprinting. This is regular run speed and now I'm sprinting. So I'm moving about a lot faster and it also has step up. Check it out. I can just walk up things. So that's, you know, really nice now. It's the tunnel is so long and so on, so I'm very happy of having this now. Mana Blaster is going to be needed right here. I'm going to start removing all these torches here between episodes, of course. Not right now. And when you use this right click, you just simply set a mana spark. Now, I don't like the green, guys. So I think I forgot now if it's black or white. Let's get both of them real quick. Because you can dye them. Not this one. There's black. Because one of them makes it a rainbow color. But I think I like the black one. I'm going to have to just try real quick. Let's dye this to black. And then put it back with this. And see what color it is. That's the one, yes. You guys see, it's very subtle. It's almost like a little bit rainbow color, right? And this is the one I really like. So that's the one I'm going to use in all the magic areas. Like right here, I'm going to leave the torches because this is a tunnel, right? But like in the magic area and so on, I do want to start using these mana sparks right there. You see, very subtle. And I don't know, it's just, it's much nicer than the torches. So that's what I'm going to go with right here. Anyways, like I said, I'm going to switch the rest out here between episodes, but you guys see what it does. Now, the other thing is, let's do this one, and that one real quick. Because they're fairly easy. You guys have probably seen them. Right click with this, it just makes water out of thin air. And let me just pause this so you guys can see it. The Rod of the Lands summons dirt. I can put endless dirt wherever I want. Now, what I usually do, I'm going to have to check. There it is. Potable Overflow Nullifier. Usually when I do that, I have one of these, or in 1.7.10, I had a Dev Null with me, okay? So now when I break this stuff here, it doesn't take up my inventory because I have a dirt stick, so I use this for scaffolding, for laying out whatever I want. But then, you know, because I'm making dirt out of mana, I don't want this to start taking over my inventory. And then, of course, we also have this guy here, which does the same thing, but out of cobblestone. It's really nice in the nether. if you want to bridge and so on. And I'm just showing you guys these why I wanted all these tools, okay? Now, let's go to the most important one, and that is this guy right here. Let's say I want to change out a big area. You shift right click this block right there, right? And now it doesn't show you any, but now I'm targeting the grass. Oh, apparently. Are you kidding me? I had no idea you can do that. What? What? Did you guys see why I'm excited? I didn't have any cobble on me. See, I have one cobble on me. But because I have the cobble stick. Oh my god, that is amazing. Alright, let's do right-click the dirt and do it vice versa. I don't have any dirt on me, so it uses the rod of the lands. I had no idea this works now. That is amazing. That is super awesome. And of course, guys, also shift right-click to dirt. You can also just left-click. It does one block. Okay? So if you want to do more detailed, like you guys see when I do this right here, you see how much stone it does, even a second layer behind it, right? If I would click this now, it would replace a huge area with dirt. But sometimes you just want to do, you know, certain areas like this. You just left click and that's it. All right, now make mess. Let's get rid of this. Okay, and then last but not least, this guy right now is not as important as if I take the Elytra wing with me. Yeah, please have it. Thank you. So let's put this on. This is more for exploring, guys. Because the Rod of the Skies, I need to have empty space above me or I'm going to hurt my head. It catapults you straight up into the air. Man. Alright, let's do it right here. See, I just right-click it and it catapults me straight up. Now, no fall damage. As long as this thing is still recharging. Look on the tooltip. You see how it's still recharging? While it's restarting, you don't take any fall damage. If it's fully charged, then you will take fall damage. But the cool thing is now that I can use this and glide around with the Elytra wing. And then just give myself height again and keep gliding. So I can explore and travel around. Like we can come over here to MG Rose's bubble and whatnot and go up higher. Let me turn off F7. Right over here, Samsel, his sideways castle, and so on. So that is pretty cool now, right? That I have the Elytra wing, but ooh, wow! Look at Nemsen. He has been busy. I have not seen this yet. I might have to come over here. I hope I spoil it, and you guys all go and check out his video on this. Look at that! Wow, that's a lot building. Coming along nicely. But guys, that is it for today. I'm very happy that I finally have. That I finally have all these tools and toys. What's going on here? From Botania, and that we have this automated. That's really cool. And like I said, the same principle we're gonna use. Wow! Oh wow! In here, the same principle we're gonna use to make us an auto mining operation. Again, just dependent on mana and so on. And I think I'm gonna. I think. Gonna put this guy on here. That's fine. When we work with Botania, of course, I'm gonna put that on because it gives me the reduction in mana cost and whatnot. But yeah, I'm very happy how this turned out over here. Whoa. We having a problem, Redmond. What'd you do that for? Aha, I know what happened. I know what happened. Problem is this right here. It wasn't long enough. So it was still stone. And because it was stone, it broke it. And then it was cobblestone. And this thing doesn't pick up cobblestone, but this guy will place cobblestone again. So that is what happened. So I'm just going to leave this at... Let's go. I'm just going to leave it at 90 seconds. That was the best thing for me. And I'm okay if this is not, you know, lightning fast or whatever. So let me just put all this away and we'll start it again. Let's do another stack of this. Put that in here. So now 90 seconds it will continue again and so on. So that's what just happened here. That's why I got some cobblestone. Anyways, I'm rambling here. I hope you enjoyed the episode. A little different here. Trying to skip over all the boring parts with Botania. I did say I wanted to enchant these tools, but we'll do that beginning of next episode when we make the Terra Steel armor. We'll do it all in one swoop, okay? Until then, guys, take care, stay safe, and bye-bye.